Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So, as you probably know from yesterday, it's Ixalan week this week, talking about new standard decks all week long, and today we have our first straightforward tribal deck from the Ixalan tribes. That is green-red dinosaurs. This build comes to us from Turkey, who took it to a 5050 in a competitive league on Magic Online, so congrats to Turkey on a super sweet deck. A quick reminder before we break down green-red dinos for standard. If you enjoy this deck and you'll want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So green-red dinos is actually super straightforward. We're not doing anything tricky. We're just hoping that if we can go big and play just super powerful, above the curve dinosaurs really fast, smash face with them, that's going to be enough to win us the game. So we start off on turn 2 with a total of 8 ramp spells. So Drover the Mighty is a really powerful ramp spell, especially in a dinosaur deck. It's a 1/1 for 2 that adds mana of any color, so it's kind of like a non-hexproof Sylvan Caryatid. However, if we have a dinosaur, it becomes a 2/2, which lets us do some really explosive starts. Not only is it good at ramping us into our 4-drops, our 5-drops, our 6-drops, but sometimes we just Drover the Mighty on turn 2, then play a Deathgorge Scavenger on turn 3, hit for 3 with Drover the Mighty, and just go Drover beatdowns. Like a 3/3 for 2 is a pretty good card in standard, even without adding mana. And then Autopic Huntmaster, a little bit weird, not as powerful as Drover the Mighty as a creature, because it's only a 1/2. However, works really well with dinosaurs. Reduces their cost by 1, which means sometimes it can add 2 mana in the same turn. Like if we have an Autopic Huntmaster out, for 4 mana, we can cast 2 3-drop dinosaurs. Drover the Mighty can only ever add 1 mana, so sometimes we can do really explosive kind of Soul Ring type things with the Huntmaster. Also, giving dinosaurs haste can be a nice benefit. If we have a Carnage Tyrant or a Rip Jar Raptor, just fireballing that in at our opponent's face, ball lightninging them for a bunch of damage, can be a good way to win some games. So we start off on turn 2 with the ramp, and then comes the parade of dinosaurs. So on turn 3, or for 3 mana, we have Deathgorge Scavenger, which is actually very strong in certain matchups. It gives a lot of weird incidental value, not the biggest or the scariest of our dinosaurs when it comes to attacking, but gaining a bit of fringe life here and there is really good against Ramadan Bread. Exiling stuff from the graveyard, helpful against God Pharaoh's gift decks, against Aftermath cards. So Deathgorge Scavenger makes up for not being that big compared to the rest of the dinosaurs, with just having all this weird incidental value that really adds up across the course of the game. Then we have the big dinosaurs. Rip Jar Raptor, just a great deal for 4 mana. 4/5, already above the curve. The enrage ability is super relevant if our opponent wants to kill it with a Harness Lightning, or attack into it and we block, or we attack into them and they chump block. We're going to draw a card out of it. Even just drawing 1 card is a good deal, but sometimes as the game goes along, we're drawing 2 cards or 3 cards, and Rip Jar Raptor just spirals out of control really quickly. But the main reason it's in the deck is it's just a very above the curve threat as a 4/5 for just 4 mana. Then we have Registrar Alpha, which is a pretty scary card in its own right. 5 mana 4/4, doesn't look that impressive on its own compared to Rip Jar Raptor, but when you consider it comes along with a 3/3 trampling dinosaur token, and it gives all of our other dinosaurs haste, it's actually a really good deal. So we get to get in damage with that token right away, plus it's pretty sweet with our 6-drop, so if we have a Registrar Alpha out, our Carnage Tyrant, the big finisher trampling hexproof 7 power for just 6 mana, coming down with haste is just a ton of damage out of nowhere, bigger than basically anything in standard. Now that Eldrazi are a thing of the past, this is the biggest, hardest to deal with threat in the format, and when it comes down with haste after Registrar Alpha, it's super scary. So you can kind of see what the deck's trying to do. It's nothing tricky, nothing splashy, not doing any countering or anything like that. We're just smashing face with really big things. So support cards, we get a few utility spells. Samut the Tested, a little bit weird, gives us a really strong nut draw though. If we get a Samut down and then get our hasty Carnage Tyrant from our Huntmaster, Raptor from our Registrar Alpha. That's potentially 14 damage with double strike, hexproofing. Our opponent's not going to use a removal spell, so it gives us a way to just deal a ton of damage out of nowhere. Commune with Dinosaurs, great way to just cycle through our deck and find more dinosaurs. 5 deep is a lot of cards to go through to find the dino we need. Plus, in the early game, we can always just grab a land with it. So it lets us cheat on lands a little bit when you consider we're going all the way up to 6 mana for our dinosaurs. We don't have to play like 25 lands. We can get by with more like 23. Counting Commune with Dinosaurs is sort of like this weird half of a land, much like you see Ancient Stirrings in a deck like Tron in Modern. As for removal, Savage Stomp is great in a dinosaur deck. Just a 1 mana fight spell, also gives us a +1/+1 counter. If we use it with our Rip Jar Raptor, we get to draw a card out of the deal. If we use it with Carnage Tyrant, we can't get blown out because of hexproof. So lots of good synergies with our deck there. And then a Braid just kind of does a bit of everything. Kills early game creatures, gets rid of annoying artifacts. If you can only have 1 slot for removal spell, a Braid is probably better than something like Lightning Strike just because of the versatility. Mana base, super straightforward. Forests, mountains, and 8 dual lands in the red and green colors. As far as the sideboard, if we run into control decks, we can bring in a bunch of value card advantage generating 4-drops, 2 Chandra Torture Defiance, 2 Vance's Blasting Cannons. I mean, they do other things as well, but mostly in the deck is ways we can just draw extra cards, draw more dinosaurs every single turn. Carnage Tyrant against control can't be countered, really hard for those decks to deal with. It makes them have a very specific answer, a Fumigate, a Settle the Wreckage, something along those lines. Magma Spray, good for aggro decks, getting rid of the creatures from Robin Bread, some Teamer Energy stuff. Blossoming Defense to protect our dinosaurs from targeted removal. Scavenger Grounds for the God Pharaoh Gift matchup. And then Rampaging Ferocidon. Not exactly sure what this is for. Maybe it's to deal with the approach decks. If you stick this, then at least they're not gaining life from the approach, and hopefully you can kill them before they get the second one. Also, like we talked about Abzan tokens yesterday, kind of hoses that deck really hard. So we have to see how the matchups shake out in Standard and what decks are big, but there's a chance that Rampaging Ferocidon will be very good in certain matchups. And that is green-red dinosaurs for Standard. And that's our instant deck for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.